it's important that we start the show by watching that 10 minutes of Tony Khan video or the 6-minute YouTube version, because it's just a reminder, like, that's what's going on back there, guys. Britt Baker's like, oh, I'm so nervous I could puke. And Tony Khan's like, yeah, let's do it. Yeah. I have an 8. Yeah, it's great. And then the part that gets cut out of, so that you have to see on the Patreon, because you can't see it anywhere else, because YouTube made me cut it out, is where Sammy Guevara has a meeting with Tony Khan in this back room. And there's like 800 soda water bottles. I'm not joking. There's like 50 of them scattered across the table. And Tony's like, oh, yeah, no, I haven't ate since, like, you know. And then he pulls out his chart and he's like, yeah, well, you know, I booked you over here, then a triple threat over here. And we just need, like, you know, he's watching the stuff on the monitors, on the headsets going, yeah, it's great. Ha! Oh, it's like, you know, I mean, we played the clip with Alfred Konuwa, and the Alfred Konuwa episode triggered a bunch of people. Sorry, guys. We covered how Tony Khan was on Collision or whatever before one of the tapings. We secured the bag. It's the funniest thing ever. So we got so much like cringe and just juice to go over here. It's going to be amazing. I know. Marks has tried harder than anyone to like AEW. It's so true. Oh, you guys. I'm a masochist. I just love punishment. Some people have said that to me on the show, and I'm like, no. It's like, no, it's probably true. It was surrendering the white flag. It was just a crazy bad show. This week of AEW's episode is sad. Yeah, so there was some things I did like. Should we here, let me pull up we must remind ourselves once annually, folks. If not once every 12 months, once every 6 months. If you're a real sicko, you go back and watch that video, okay?
The best guys, Tony Khan.
Jim Ross on Mercedes Moné so far says, I still haven't felt her yet. I still haven't felt her connection yet, and I know that she's got a lot of popularity. And I know that people around the world know who she is, but I haven't felt it. Sometimes I think she's a cool baby face. Sometimes I think she's a cool heel, but she's pretty cool nonetheless, by God. I don't know. I don't think she's cool. I think that as a heel, it works, I guess, a bit, but yeah, I don't think she's cool. Speaking of uncool, here's Tony Khan. We played this last show, but I got to play it again because this is what he's talking about with Mercedes Moné.
Because we have just secured the bag. Because we have just secured the bag.
We have just secured the bag. Here's Meltzer, and we're not going to play a flute yet because this is Tony Khan, him revealing about Tony Khan to Konnan, and of course Joe Feeney's there. Shout out K100. Let's watch this.
Let me tell you this, Dave. So I went into the dress room one day because I'd gone there to film something, right? And I went and I was in catering, and I could not believe how many people came up to me and were dissatisfied about something or the other, which I was like, well, that's normal in AAA too, right? But I had, Andrade come up to me. I had Thunder Rosa come up to me and basically said, I'm going to beat, Andrade wanted to beat Sammy. The other wanted to fight with Britt Baker. Okay. Everybody knew about the acrimony between, Punk and these people. And I came on the podcast and I alluded to it. I didn't come straight out and say it. And Tony sent me this text like, I can't believe you're saying. Well, then fix the problem.
Exactly.
And he didn't. And to tell you the truth, just quick thing, I would have sat them, and whoever didn't want to do business, I had to get rid of them.
Dave, yeah, for sure. Except for I defended all and just blamed Punk and people's lives and money.
The best guys, Tony Khan.
Yeah, for sure, Konnan. That's what it was. It was just Dave being like, yeah, I agree. I agree with everything you're saying, except for I'll just say the complete. I'll just make excuses for them still. Look at this. Nyx, Queen of Darkness, says, why have meeting when he was allowed most of the talent to do as they please? And then Bischoff says, to prevent things like this. Dude, he's double fisting.
Great.
This is amazing. Oh my God, guys. Oh my God. What? This is maybe the greatest picture ever taken. So decision makers at AEW are strongly considering finding a new development partner for AEW video games moving forward, according to multiple sources. This comes after numerous issues surrounding the game's development. And then all these marks are like, oh, you guys know that AEW, like they own the engine, so whoever they go with, they can because they built it from the ground. Yeah, but then these new people have to learn how to master and work with this engine and tweak things and figure, like, they didn't design. It's just a mess. It's the biggest flop ever. All you had to do was partner with EA Sports and try and go head to head and have it be EA AEW 23 or whatever, and have them go head to head with WWE 2K24 or whatever. That's all you had to do. That's all you had to do, but you're stupid. You guys wanted to make this dumb arcade game. All you had to do was hire M. Dickey, give him $1 million, and let him turn his wrestling empire game into an AEW game. There you go. He would have did it for you guys right there for $1 million. So they go on to say, one source said the AEW knows that things didn't go the way they expected. The game was over budget and it under-delivered when it came out. It has AEW strongly considering moving to a new developer for their games. Bunch of people didn't know what they were doing. We're making video games. They should have went with M. Dickey. If you guys aren't familiar, if you guys are like, I kind of like wrestling, I would love to play a little wrestling game on my phone. Free plug. M. Dickey, Wrestling Empire. Download it. You can play that on your phone, and it's better than Fight Forever, and I'm not kidding. And you can play it anywhere. Play it offline, whatever. After AEW Fight Forever went well over budget and didn't turn a profit, it's unlikely that AEW would look to have another game built from scratch. You think? Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. AEW owns the game engine used and can bring it over to a new developer if they wanted. Yeah, but then no one will want to do that. That's the problem. A source said there are feelers out to some of the larger developers in the space who won't want to use including some obvious ones, to see what the interest in wrestling games are. They're doing their due diligence before any decision is made. That's what you should have did the first time. EA, I think, would have looked at how 2K games are doing, and then this year would have jumped on an AEW game if AEW was like, oh, we just got a new TV deal, and look at how good this game's doing over here. And we already have ties, like Kenny Omega's partnered with Street Fighter and all this stuff. It's great. I could totally see them maybe getting a deal with like EA now. But now they're going to look at their last game and be like, bro, you want us to what?
You what?
You built the whole thing from scratch?
You mark!
And you didn't just do it with us first so we could own it? And actually know how to use it before you bring it to us broken already? Sorry, guys. I'm losing it today. A source said there are feelers out to... I already read that. So, Tony Khan, he just doesn't know what he's doing. He's failed fans. And look at what he's done next. This is what he's choosing to bring in. So we've seen the cartwheel guy. And shout out Jack Cartwheel. He can really wrestle, but he just does cartwheels. I don't get it. And then he brought in the pizza guy, who, get it how you got. How does Alfred say, get it how you got to get it, You just got to do what you got to do, man. So I get it. Flip the pizza, do the whatever. I think that pizza guy's been in, pizza commercials for local. Get it, bro. You know what I mean? Do your damn thing. Pretty funny, Tony. Would put you on TV, though. And, yeah, dude, this is his next choice. I guess these are the people coming. The Costco guys, I'm now familiarizing myself with the Costco folk. I guess there's a whole Costco family now. Here's Neckbeard saying, you just know the dad said, I don't care if it takes 100 takes. We're going to get it right, even if we have to stay up all night. This is gross in every way. Yeah, a lot of people. I just think this is super cringe. Maybe I'm hating on, I don't know. Maybe these guys all love doing this. I have no idea. I'm not overly familiar, but I'm familiarizing myself with it. But after the worst ratings in Dynamite history, which we're going to talk more about, this is what Tony Khan is still planning on doing. And also this guy in the middle, which we're going to cover in a minute here too, said that he actually wanted to go to WWE and his goal was I just really want to go to WWE. And then Sanjay Dutt called him and convinced him. He's like, no, dude, we'll bring AEW to you, man. We're going to read it in a bit. It's actually hilarious. This guy didn't even really want to go to AEW either. That's what's hilarious. His goal was to eventually do a crossover with WWE. So super funny. This is what's going to save Tony's ratings right here, folks. Do you guys think he wins a title in AEW or what? The only one who can dance is the Sun. This guy here is the only one who's got any moves. Dude, he looks like Tony Khan, dude. I'm not trying to roast. Like, this is a family here. Is lovely family. That's what I'll say. But look at his eyes, chat. If you're watching the show on YouTube, look at his eyes. Look familiar? Let me big screen that. Look at his eyes. Does that look familiar, guys? Where have you seen a face like that before? That's all I'm saying. So the Costco dad did a run-in on QT Marshall. No, I won't lie. Like, do you see the family, like the people and the kids freaking out in the crowd? That's all good. When you go to an indie show and you watch, it's all good. Everyone's been to like a local whatever show. The thing is, no one's like, put this on TV and try and get 1 million and say it's going to take out WWE. I mean, I'm not mad. This crowd was entertained. They love this for sure. Ain't mad at this at all, dude. I'm never mad with like crossovers, nothing. I don't even care if AEW brings this guy in. It's good for them, honestly. But is he going to really be wrestling, or does he just beat QT Marshall in a one-off? Or like Action Bronson came and did a match, looked pretty good. So that was cool. And it was just something he wanted to tick off his bucket list. Sweet. But, shout out this guy for like giving this indie, like this went viral. I'm sure this indie promotion got more views than they ever have for this. So shout them out. But sorry, we'll watch this again. So he can move around a ring. He knows how to get in and out of it, unlike Tony Khan. It's not like this guy's a schlub who's just completely... He's not Logan Paul, but... he's not... But he's going to come in and do whatever he does, and good for him, He obviously knows what he's doing in a ring. QT super underrated too. I actually want to shout him out. I know he gets a lot of flack, but because he works with AEW, but he really takes himself seriously, and he did try to get a job with WWE, from my understanding. Anybody I've asked about that, they all, not to be Phil Scoops here, but I've talked about it way back. When he left AEW briefly there, I think he was trying to get in with Cody and WWE there. I believe. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Shout out the Costco dudes, man. Maybe they'll pull a punk and give everyone Costco dogs after the show. Like, Tony Khan loves, he loves glizzies, man. Just look at that right there. He loves Costco dogs. According to a Fightful report, Chris Statlander and Stokely Hathaway's on-screen partnership was dropped out of nowhere because there wasn't an option to continue that story. There just wasn't an option. Huh?
That's great.
Wow. Amazing. And so she, like I said on the Dynamite review, she just came out and was a babyface all of a sudden again. And then Stokely goes up to Top Flight. Or no, who did he go up to? Private Party, sorry. And then Top Flight got in a fight in the back with each other, kind of like Action Andretti's mad at the one brother, and then the other brother's like, oh, whatever, man. And then Layla Gray's with them. And she's an uber baddie too. She's dropping a song soon, and thank God AEW's using her because she's in OVW. And I'm like, how is she not in WWE? Layla Gray in NXT would be amazing. I don't understand if that's not a thing. Anyways, though, so they got in an argument, but then also Stokely Hathaway's like, I'm going to be with Private Party now, and then just Statlander after months of she's a heel and Stokely's with her, and we're beefing Willow. Now Stat's just a babyface again. It makes no goddamn sense. When they do this, AEW Disciplinary Committee says, congratulations, Tony Khan, on your new TV deal. Now that you have your deal secured, maybe tone things down to secure the safety of your talent. Hope everyone is all right enough to enjoy a free vacation, though, and contract, etc. So this is the second serious injury of the night. We covered this before, but here's pictures, okay, and more details. So in Ring of Honor at the taping before the 5-year anniversary, Guevara hit a cutter out of midair and landed very awkwardly. Match immediately stopped. Appears serious. Very bad start to the night here. He got stretchered off. He was concussed or something. I said it before on the show. Sammy, chill the out. This hasn't worked yet, okay? It's not gotten you over. You don't get a reaction. When you're a baby face, no one cares. When you're a heel, no one cares. Stop it. You just had a baby. Stop it. Do Randy, what did I say earlier? Learn to grab a hold. For sakes, man. Chill. 80 other guys do cutters, do flip jumping cutters. Stop doing it. Do your own thing. Oh, who are you to tell me what to do? I understand, dude, because I care about you. You just had a baby. Don't land on your head awkwardly again. How many times have you done this? You already jumped off the cell for these people. Hasn't gotten you over. You already flipped, did a 450 off the ladder and landed on your head. You already threw Matt Hardy off a crane and he let you throw a chair at his head, and all the botches you did with Matt Hardy. You just basically took 10 years off that guy's brain, right? It's not working, bro. Stop it. Grab a hold. Hit someone with a heart punch. I don't give a You don't need to do this to yourself for them. Christ. Sorry, chat. I'm probably going hard, but sorry, Sammy Guevara. You're just a young dude. I care about you. What's next, Sammy? What's the next thing after all these things? What is next? You can't walk anymore? Look around, dude. Let's go. Like, come on, man. It's not working. Figure out a new gimmick. Wear a mask and just do lighter than you're doing. Do something. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Oh my goodness. For real, dude. I care. That's why I'm angry about it. And then Lady Frost just injured her opponent. I covered this with Alpha Konoa. Shout out Lady Frost. This isn't like, and people get hurt in wrestling, folks. It's not like we're blaming people. Sammy keeps like hurting himself and other people. You gotta chill. Lady Frost doesn't have a track record of whatever, but this lady was stretchered off as well. An inverted black arrow. There's a black arrow straight on her opponent's head. Live at Ring of Honor 5th anniversary show. But yeah, what a terrible, and no one's watching Ring of Honor. Tony Khan, you failed. You see the title of the show? Tony Khan has failed.
What?
What do I mean by that, Phil? Well, I've explained before how you failed the audience, and now you're failing your talent, letting them do this. And I'm not hating on Lady Frost or the other lady either. I don't know what an inverted black arrow is. Sorry, chat. I'm having a hard time controlling the volume of my voice today. Like I said, I'm fed up. But what's an inverted black arrow? Chat? That sounds like a supervillain. What is that? Someone tell me what that is, and maybe just do a regular black arrow and don't invert it next time and get taken off on a thing too for Ring of Honor where no one's watching Ring of Honor right now. Sorry, guys. I am going off. And we just are off the back of a string of collisions where people are getting hurt, and it's silliness. So this one, man, oh man, at some X error, refmj.nj. 2 family of AEW fame have been under legal scrutiny for mistreatment of women in the workplace in 2022. The Black News Channel, which Awful talked about and we covered on this show before. So the only reason I'm bringing this up is because where's Brandon Thurston and them talking about all this? They don't talk about this. They're still talking about like Janelle Grant being like, we need to sorry, I said her name. Janelle Grant's lawyer, though I said it, whatever. Her lawyer saying we need everyone to release NDAs from WWE. And it's like, all right, you know, where so then the NDA talk wasn't stupid because now you're all white knighting for it when people were saying Tony Khan should let go of NDAs, and people were like, well, that's ridiculous. There's NDAs everywhere. But now people want to say, oh, WWE should be, or like just the fact that they cover it, like Thurston and them, like there's no quote from Triple H talking about his tickets and attendances and all of that, even though they run WrestleNomics, right? And from the press conference, but then Triple H being asked about black male representation and him giving a dumbass quote, I don't see color. I don't see a color. And then they cover that. WrestleNomics covers that, but it's like your WrestleNomics. So your pro wrestling economics, correct? Like my shit's called Pro Wrestle Times. People get triggered. Like you think I'm the news, New York Times? No, bitch. I'm what's present. I'm what's relevant. I represent what real wrestling fans think. I am what is now and I'm what's to come. You know what I mean? This wave is the future. That's why it's called Times. God damn it. It's not I'm the objective observer, or even observer's a good one, but then he's like, no, we're breaking news stories. Well, are you observing and just giving your thoughts? That's why I made the joke. I'm more of an observer than Dave, dude. I am the observer, bro. I'm a cocky prick too, but hey, myself turned up to 10. What can I say? We're working it. But listen, this doesn't get brought up in the same with the same energy is what I'm getting at. And when people like Brandon Thurston go, oh, well, Triple H, like, okay, talk about the record gate. There's not one retweet of Triple H laying out the numbers from like, oh, Atlanta did the highest gate and whatever the event was, right? Bad Blood in Atlanta, yeah. Instead, they just only on their Twitter feed have a clip of the black wrestler, the black male wrestling representation thing. And I just think that's so for WrestleNomics. Like you're called WrestleNomics. Your whole thing is we're reporting the economics of wrestling. So not even and I'm telling you guys, look at their Twitter feed. There wasn't a clip of that when I called them out for sure. Maybe they have since in the days since Bad Blood, but at the time it had been a day or two at least, and they had only commented on that. And that's why this stuff gets brought up by people like at SomeX Error, and I bring it to this show because we just need to show the hypocrisy. I think Thurston and Pollock think this stuff will make them as real journalists and or are just milking it for views. Dude, I'm so torn too because like Pollock, I grew up like he was on the Fight Network in Canada covering MMA. Like, that's why I'm such an MMA mark. In Canada, it was big. Like, we had Fight Network on, I believe, just like cable or whatever. You know, you just get Fight Network. So we were so blessed with that. And Pollock was on there. So, like, I grew up for years watching him. And so it's now to just see how he's so into AEW, and it's like, man, don't you see how WWE is much more sports based? So just so the Black News Channel to Shad Khan was sued by 13 women for unequal pay, misogyny in the workplace, and wrongful retribution against those who spoke up. The network filed for bankruptcy shortly thereafter. In 2024, a lawsuit was brought forth against a former Jacksonville Jaguar player for SA on a team plane. Damn, really? The Jaguars are said to have broken NFL travel policies during the said incident and are accused of not providing a safe workplace. That's crazy. Whereas pro wrestling reporters such as Thurston have spent their time covering the public allegations and wrongdoings of one company, it appears a series of issues plaguing the Khans have gone unreported. Below are clips, whatever. Lawsuits or cultures, company owned by the Khans. Yeah, so just calling them out. And then here's the receipts. So follow at SomeX_error, I believe, for just the love of the game, doing like a Meltzer said what. AJ of the Costco Guys originally wanted to make a WWE appearance before AEW reached out to him. And he goes, I put it out there. I would love to make one WWE appearance. I put it out there, put it to our management, and let everyone that I know about it. I get a call from Sanjay Dutt. Dude, so they're more interested than like getting the Costco guy and signing Daniel Garcia. I don't get it. Putting on like a better show and like focusing on Edge and these people that they signed for a bunch of money and Lashley and everything. Anyways, so he goes, I get a call from Sanjay Dutt. Sanjay said to me, we've known each other 20 years. I know you're waiting for WWE. All WWE is ever going to do is bring you to WWE. I'm calling you to bring AEW to you. Bro, this guy has like 200,000 subs or something, doesn't he? Why would you? Isn't it something like that? Like, or followers or something? Why would AEW need to come to this dude? It doesn't even make sense. Let's bring the boom. Let's do what AJ and Big Justice do. Before I took that call, I said, I have so much going on. WWE is really where I want to be. And so this guy didn't even want to go to AEW. AEW is offering that to me. My jaw dropped at the moment. I thought about it. So like what? They're paying him. And yeah, you can have a match and win at a pay-per-view and jump through glass. Like, what are they offering this guy where his jaw dropped in his dreams to go to? That's what I mean. Tony is so easy. Sanjay Dutt just convinced Tony to let these guys come and wrestle a match on a Rampage. That's a show that's not going to be anywhere. Who benefits from that? I thought about it, but I didn't even have to think about it. Sanjay was right. If I'm AEW, I lean heavy into kids programming, and I just put these guys as like the host of a kids style recap show, or like WWE Saturday Morning Slam, like some like that. But they can't do that because they make wiener jokes and swear all the time, and they can't. Everyone's got to bleed in the opening segment, and the kids who everyone wants to paint their face like bashes people in the head with a brick. So AEW is signed with Fox Sports Espanol Premium. We covered that. Shout them out. Here's Alfred Konua. Rampage did it 216,000, their second lowest ever. Did 269K, lowest ever in the regular time slot, bro. And then Dynamite did 329. Is 128K the lowest Dynamite ever? That can't be true. I don't know. All I know is this says lowest rating ever. I don't care if I botch the title. 320, whatever's. It's just a fail, so it doesn't matter. It's the lowest ever. Did Dynamite do a 128K before? That cannot be the truth. But yeah, 329, bro. NXT beat Collision and Dynamite put together, dude. And it's just the same people who watch Collision and Dynamite. The same people who watch NXT aren't even the same people necessarily who watch Raw and SmackDown all the time. More people watch Raw and SmackDown who don't watch NXT, and there's a lot of people who don't really like Raw and SmackDown, and they just watch NXT for sure because I hear about it all the time. I just don't understand how they got a TV deal. Well, let me explain it. WBD owns a small chunk. There's a rumor that Meltzer may own a chunk. Now, I didn't believe that at all, but Eric Bischoff dropped a video where he makes a very compelling argument that maybe Meltzer might actually. And so that's why. That's the reason it happened, They own a piece and they're just taking a little off the top. You know what I'm saying? A little off the top. I called it a long time ago. WBDS stock, exactly. I've been saying it forever. NXT. So here's Dave Meltzer, and I had to put this in AEW news because we had the 329 versus the 874. We got off the rails there, Chad. This has been a crazy podcast. So Pete in Texas making the show, dude. You made it. You screen grabbed me this. Thank you so much. So Dave Meltzer says, and we will play. It's time for everybody's favorite segment, although we're going to get an actual other full-on segment. I'm going to play you guys flutes again in a minute, but we'll give them a flute for this one. It's time for Dave Meltzer's Dumb Moment of the Week. Dave Meltzer goes, NXT did 874, 0.24. AEW did 3.29K, 0.10 last night. It's actually very clear that at this point AEW's actually like AEW's audience unlike because 2 years ago is choosing WWE and they have less of an exclusive audience than before. So AEW's audience, unlike 2 years ago, is choosing WWE and they have less of an exclusive audience than before. Just the wording of that feels copy to me, you know what I mean? How exclusive was their audience? I've always said this, that the majority of AEW fans also watch WWE, but they don't watch other sports. And the majority of WWE fans don't watch AEW, but they also watch other sports. I'll say that one more time. This should be on a t-shirt. I've said this for like a year now. The majority of AEW fans also watch WWE, but they don't watch other sports. And the majority of WWE fans don't watch AEW, but they do watch other sports. That is what I think anyways. That's my perception of things just from doing this for as long as I have now. But yeah, it's Dave coping and at least admitting the truth here, though, a little bit, like admitting what I said 2 years ago. Everyone's been saying, if you followed me before I ever had a podcast on X, I was saying this. It was just a matter of time. And Dave slowly but surely, and he's being a little more critical of the booking, what happens when he doesn't give Ospreay a 5 stars. That's what we'll see. Does he ever change his mind about what his opinion of good wrestling is? Neckbeard says WWE in the mud. AEW's flagship show beat WWE's developmental show by 21 tickets. Yeah, so NXT in St. Louis sold 21 less tickets than Dynamite. That's crazy. at WrestlePurist tweeted out that word spread backstage and among AEW talent that on MVP's first night in AEW, he went straight to Chris Jericho's locker room. While specifics of their conversation were disclosed, those within AEW said their past issues was resolved and won't be a problem going forward. MVP was praised by numerous people backstage. Why can't these people ever write? Is this a copy and paste from Fightful and they don't know how to write, or is this Ibu's editing of Fightful and he does like Jesus? MVP was praised by numerous backstage for address. I mean, I guess, yeah, that does work, by numerous backstage, but like numerous what? Cats and dogs? Can you just like numerous talent or numerous a number of people? Like, can we? I don't know. Sorry, maybe I'm nitpicking, but these people stress me out. MVP and Jericho have been seen interacting backstage since then, including last week's Dynamite. Well, good for them. And I quote tweeted this and said, "Good. That's what's better. Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends?" It's better for everybody, honestly. And like, why are you guys going to be mad at each other? You're both like 50 or whatever. Just it's all good, bro.